doing stand-up comedy for you for the first time ever.
Yep.
So
I've never done this before.
Epic fail, or it will be hilarious.
Right.
So actually, I wanted to apologize because we were a little late getting here.
Yeah.
I mean,
We had some problem with traffic, which is actually one of my pet peeves. I hate it in traffic. Like, I'll drive fast, I admit that, but I drive fast and safe. Like, there are these people that just drive fast and don't get anywhere. You know, you're sitting at a red light, just waiting for it to turn green, and somebody's sitting there next to you, just revving their engine like it's the Indy 500, waiting to go. They speed off into the night, and they're at the next red light that you come to.
I tell you what, I have a huge pet peeve too. Actually, it's more like a fear, really. Cream puffs. I don't know about you guys, but I cannot stand cream puffs. Okay, I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. It must be. It's probably related back to my childhood. You know, back in the day when I was younger, we would all eat cream puffs. You know, occasionally after dinner. You know, it was kind of a fun time, whatever. Well, it turns out I look over to my right, and I'm not going to say who, but it was a sister. Sadie and Lily weren't born yet, so no, but check it out, check it out. So I want you. Okay, so you know when you see a horror movie and you see the monster for the first time, and the screen kind of goes wah wah wah. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Okay. Well, that's what it was. Only a mouth of cream puffs that weren't chewed all the way, and it was so gross. I can't even make cream puffs to this day.
That's terrible.
Like, honestly, I can't even make cream puffs to this day without getting it.
That's really sad. Yeah. So people are wondering like where we get our jokes, and like we get some from like the internet and stuff. But if we write our own, we have to write it down immediately, or we forget it.
Yeah. Or if the pen and paper's too far away, we just have to convince ourselves it's not funny.
One joke. Have you guys ever noticed that a duck's opinion of you is really only dependent on whether or not you have bread?
I think it's because they are incapable of buying it themselves. I think so. You know, like
it so much.
I know. Tell me about it. Like, if I owned a store and a duck walked in and stole a piece of bread with his bill, not my bill, his bill, I would say, come back again and bring your friends. Tell you what.
There's some fancy bread out there, you know?
I know.
Have you ever seen that Pepperidge Farm bread that's wrapped twice?
That stuff is fancy.
It's dumb though, because you open it once and it's still not open.
I tell you what, I do not need another step between me and a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Me neither.
Speaking of peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, that used to be my favorite snack back in the day. My mom would always make it for lunch, and I would always ask for it. Well, it turns out if I was a particularly bad kid that day, what she would do, of course I would. But anyway, if I was a bad kid that day, what she would do is she would take both ends of the heel of the bread. I mean, who here likes the heel of the bread?
I don't.
Nobody likes the heel of the bread. Okay, put your hands down. Nobody here likes the heel of the bread, okay? So what she would do is she'd reach her hand all the way into the back and take both heels and fold them together so it looked like a normal sandwich. Now, I know, it's horrible, dude. It's horrible. I tell you what, I took a bite of that sandwich and I knew something was up.
But think about it, how much trouble she had to go through just to reach to the back?
Imagine
to reach past all the other ones.
Imagine how it made them feel. I mean,
oh, we're gonna get picked, oh.
Yeah.
So, alright, so this is like a homeschool banquet. We thought, we came up with a list of reasons that ways that you know that you're homeschooled. So if 3 or more of these apply to you, then you're definitely homeschooled.
I tell you what, if you go to school in your pajamas.
If you own the entire Saxon Math book collection.
Yeah. If your favorite author is Jane Austen if you're a girl, or Robert Louis Stevenson if you're a guy.
The only bully you're ever gonna have a problem with is your older brother.
And you have a 12-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 2-year-old, all in the same class.
If you watch a movie, you're probably gonna have to write a report on it comparing it to the book.
You are unaware of your current fads, fashions, or slang terms.
You never get nervous on your first day of school.
You've never had a snow day.
It's growing in your fridge on purpose.
You get extra credit for cleaning your room.
You've mastered the fine art of vacuuming without sucking up a Lego or a K'Nex piece.
And somebody asks you what grade you're in, and you just don't know. Now, pause here for a second. How many of you guys are official homeschoolers now? Raise your hands.
The rest of you are
All right, now I know the rest of you are lying. Thanks, guys. Thank you.